So the narrative I'm about to read is actually the story of a woman, not my own. She's a mother and represents a lot of mothers out there. It started to happen gradually. One day I was walking my son Jake to school, and I was holding his hand and we were about to cross the street when the crossing guard said to him, "Who's that with you, young fella?" "Nobody." He shrugged. "Nobody?" The crossing guard and I laughed. My son is only 5, but as we crossed the street, I thought, oh my goodness, nobody? I would walk into a room and no one would even notice. I would say something to my family like, "Turn the TV down, please," and nothing would happen. Nobody would get up or even make a move for the remote. I would stand there for a minute and then I would say again, a little louder, "Would someone turn the TV down, please?" Nothing. Just the other night, my husband and I were out at a party. We'd been there for about 3 hours and, I was ready to go. I noticed he was talking to a friend from work, so I walked over and there was a break in the conversation. I whispered, "I'm ready to go when you are." He just kept right on talking. That's when I started to put all the pieces together. I don't think he can see me. I don't think anyone can see me. I'm invisible. One night, a group of us were having dinner celebrating the return of a friend from England. Janice had just gotten back from a fabulous trip and she was going on and on about the hotels she stayed in. I was sitting there looking around at the others, all put together so well. It was so hard not to compare and feel sorry for myself as I looked down at my out-of-style dress. It was the only thing that was clean. My unwashed hair was pulled up in a messy bun. I was feeling pretty pathetic when Janice turned to me with a beautifully wrapped package and said, "I brought you this." It was a book on the great cathedrals of Europe. I wasn't exactly sure why she'd given it to me until I read the inscription, "To Charlotte, with admiration for the greatness of what you are building when no one sees." In the days ahead, I would read, no, devour the book, and I would discover what would become for me some life-changing truths, after which I could pattern my work. No one can say who built the great cathedrals. We have no record of their names. These builders gave their whole lives for a work they would never even see finished. They made great sacrifices and expected no credit. The passion of their building was fueled by their faith that the eyes of God saw everything. A legendary story in the book told of a rich man who came to visit the cathedral while it was being built. And he saw a workman carving a tiny bird in the inside of a beam. He was puzzled and asked the man, "Why are you spending so much time carving that bird into a beam that will be covered by the roof? No one will ever see it." And the workman replied, "Because God sees." I closed the book, feeling the missing piece fall into place. It was almost as if I heard God whispering to me, "I see you. I see the sacrifices you make every day, even when no one around you does. No act of kindness you've done, no sequin you've sewn on, no cupcake you've baked is too small for me to notice and smile over. You are building a great cathedral, but you can't see right now what it will become. At times, my invisibility feels like an affliction, but it is not a disease that is erasing my life. It is the cure for the disease that is my own self-centeredness. It is the antidote to my strong, stubborn pride. I keep the right perspective when I see myself as a great builder, as one of the people who show up at a job that they will never see finished to work on something that their name will never be on. The writer of the book went so far as to say that no cathedrals could ever be built in our lifetime because there are so few people willing to sacrifice to that degree. When I really think about it, I don't want my son to tell the friend he's bringing home for college for Thanksgiving. My mom gets up at 4 in the morning and bakes homemade pies, and then she hand-bakes the turkey for 3 hours and presses all the linens for the table. I just want him to come home. And then if there's anything more for him to say, he can add, "You're gonna love it there." As mothers, we are building great cathedrals. We cannot be seen if we're doing it right. And one day, it is very possible that the world will marvel not only at what we have built, but at the beauty that has been added to the world by the sacrifices of invisible women. Can I please have all the mothers stand up? You mothers are building cathedrals, your families. And what you're doing today will leave a legacy for many, many, many years after you're gone. I'd like to pray for all the moms here. God, thank you so much for the mothers in our lives, for the spiritual mothers here in my own personal life. Thank you for their roles in all of our families, and thank you for the strength that you've provided them with. I pray that you may bless them, guide them, and that any sense of invisibility may be filled by the joy of doing work for your glory. Thank you so much for this day that we can take time to celebrate and enjoy our mothers, and that we can continue to do so each and every day. In your son's name I pray. Amen.
Remain standing as you have. We have a gift for you.